All right, guys, here we are at the first long translation of stage 16 of Cambridge Latin, Belimicus Ultor, which means Belimicus, the Punisher. All right, so let's jump into it. Belimicus princeps canticus postquam dum norux in certamine navali vicit rem gravitor feribat. So Belimicus, the Canticean prince, after Dumnorix won in the naval battle, in the naval contest, was taking the event poorly. All right, so a couple things here. Princeps canticus, this is an appositional phrase modifying Belimicus. Well, it's not modifying it, but it's clarifying who Belimicus is. Postquam is a temporal clause. Vicit is perfect tense verb. And then to ferro a rem graviter, it literally means to bear something badly. But you translate it, it's more idiomatic, as in he was taking it poorly. Iratissimus erat. So he was very angry. Omnes hospites quos rex ad aulum invitaverat eum deridebant. Okay. All the guests which the king had invited to the palace were making fun of him. So invitaverat is pluperfect tense verb, and deridebant is imperfect. Also, we know that we get the word derived from this. Eum is a demonstrative pronoun referring back to Belimicus. Also, we've got a relative clause right here. So everything between quos and invitaverat. And quos is the direct object of invitaverat, which is why it's accusative. But it's masculine and it's plural because it's antecedent. Hospites is masculine and plural. All right. Catici quoque eum deridebant et vituperabant. So the Canticeans also were laughing at him and blaming him. So his own people. Eum, again, that accusative demonstrative pronoun, and these are both imperfect tense verbs. Etiam servi qui de naufragio cognoverant clam ridebant. Okay, so even the slaves who had learned about the shipwreck were laughing silently. So clam is an adverb there. Qui, everything between qui and cognoverant is a relative pronoun, or relative clause, pardon me. It's antecedent servi. And qui is masculine, nominative, plural. And it's masculine and plural because servi is also masculine and plural, and it is nominative because it's the subject of cognoverant, which is an pluperfect tense verb. Iste dumnorix me decepit. Belimicus sibi dixit. So that Dumnorix deceived me, Belimicus said to himself. So remember, we use iste as a demonstrative pronoun, introducing dislike or distance. Me is the personal pronoun, and it's the direct object of decipit, which is perfect tense. Dixit is perfect, and sibi is a reflexive pronoun in the dative. Me in scopulum in pulit et premium in juste capit. So he forced me onto the rock and unjustly took my prize. There's no word for my there, but I'm adding it in for clarity. So also in plus accusative means onto. Me is a personal pronoun, it's the direct object, and in juste is an adverb. Decorum est mihi eum puneri. So it is right for me, dative, personal pronoun, to punish, complementary infinitive, eum. And that is a demonstrative pronoun, direct object, referring back to Dumnorix. Belimicus secum cogitavit, et concilium calidum capit. So what he did is Belimicus thought with himself and made a clever plan. Literally, he took a clever clever counsel, but we'll translate it as he made a clever plan. Let's see. So se cum is cum plus the reflexive pronoun se. Both these verbs are perfect tense. Erant in aula multae bestiae quae rex e multis terris importaverat. So there were in the palace many beasts which the king had imported from many lands. All right, so importaverat is a pluperfect tense verb. Notice that's inside of this relative clause. So everything between this quas and importaverat. And quas is referring back to the bestiae. So it is feminine and plural because of bestiae. It is accusative because it's the direct object of importaverat. The king had imported which beasts? All right. Inter has bestias erat ursa engens quam servus germanicus custoriebat. So among these beasts was a giant bear, which a German slave was taking care of, was looking after. Okay, so we know that Ursa, if anyone knows the constellations, the Big or Little Dipper, you'll know that their Latin names are Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. So that's where we get the word Ursa from, as bear. Inter takes accusatives, and has is a demonstrative pronoun. This, everything between quam and custodiebat, is a relative pronoun. The antecedent is ursa, so it's describing the bear. Notice that it is feminine and singular because ursa is feminine singular. Quam is accusative because it's the direct object of custodiebat, which is an imperfect tense verb. So the German slave was taking care of which bear? Okay, so direct object of custodiebat. Belimicus ad hunc servum adit. Honc animal est magnificum inquit, me valde delectat. So Belimicus came to this slave and said, this animal is magnificent. It very greatly delights me. It pleases me very much. So let's see. Adit and inquit are both perfect tense verbs. Delectat is present tense. Me is the accusative direct object of delectat. It's a personal pronoun. Valde is an adverb. Hunc is a demonstrative pronoun, going with servum. And hoc is the same, going with animal. All right. Ursum tractare volo, iam non temeo. So I want to handle the bear. I am not afraid of it. So tractare usually means to drag, but in this case, it's like handling an animal, like a circus animal. You would handle them like that. And so it's a complementary infinitive, and it's taking the direct object ursum. Eam is a demonstrative pronoun, and it's referring back to the ursum. So he's not afraid of it, the bear. Ita qua princeps ad ursum cotidie viniebat. So, and therefore, the chief was coming, or was returning, if you will, daily to the bear. He came every day to the bear. Ursae cibum et aquam dabat. He gave food and water to the bear. And so that's a dative singular. Paulatum ursam mansuetum fecit. So little by little, that's an adverb, he made the bear to be tame. So this is, remember how I said that facio is a factative verb. So this is the perfect tense form of it. So it means to make. And then that takes two separate accusatives. So he made the first accusative to be the second accusative. So he made the X to be Y. And the X is the ursum, and Y is mansuetam. So he made the bear tamed, right? He made the bear to be tamed. And remember, that's called an internal or predicate accusative. Tandem solus ursam tractere potuit. At last, only he was able to handle the bear. Okay, so possum right there, it's a perfect tense of possum, is taking this complementary infinitive tractare, and that is in turn taking the direct object ursam. Solus is an adjective that is acting substantively as the subject of potuit, so he alone. Mox cogidubnus canem et spectaculum nuntiavit. At once or soon, cogidubnus announced dinner and a show. It's a perfect tense verb, nuntiavit. Amicus ad alam invitavit, Belimicus datum ad servum Germanicum contendit. So he invited, we'll say his friends to the palace. There's no word for his, but we'll add it there for clarity. Belimicus immediately hurried to the German slave. Statum is an adverb right there. Rex odie spectaculum dat, inquit odie anc ursam in alam ducere volo. So the king is giving a show, or is putting on a show today. He said, today I want you, we'll just supply you, I want you to lead that bear today into the palace. So today I want you to lead that bear into the palace. Notice we have to add in to, that is to say you, as the accusative subject of ducere. So I want you to do, what do you want? I want you to do. I want you to lead, and what do I want you to lead? The direct object of ursam, which is modified by hanc, the demonstrative pronoun. Nunc eam tractare possum. Now I am able to handle it, and eam is referring back to the bear again. And possum is taking the complementary infinitive tractare. Hospitibus eam ostendere volo. So I want to show it, that is to say the bear, to the guests. I want to show it to the guests. Servus invitus consensit. So the slave unwillingly agreed. Belimicus cacinans sibi dixit. Paratus sum nunc dum norigem punere possum. So Belimicus, laughing to himself, said, I am ready now. I am able to punish Dumnorix. So cacinans means laughing. We've seen this before, although we haven't formally learned the format. It's technically what's called a participle, which is a verbal adjective. Don't need to worry about that just yet. Just remember the name participle and that it means verbal adjective. Just for right now, we'll know it as an adjective. And then laughing to himself. So sibi is going off of cacinans. It's a reflexive pronoun of the dative. And possum is taking another complementary infinitive, punere, and the direct object is dum norigem. All right, guys. So that's the first translation of 3 in this. I will see you in the next translation.